Okay, well this is just, oh, there we go. Okay, well I'll just describe this. It's fairly quick. We shot about 6 or 8 segments, one full episode of Sesame Street with lots of stuff intercut. You know, Sesame Street doesn't do one story. They do, here's a bit, and then some other stuff, and here's a bit. So we did that, and then we did a lot of wild stuff that they dropped in other episodes. R2 tells Big Bird that he's in love, and Big Bird, he tells Big Bird and C-3PO that he's in love. And they're like, what? Oh, well, who, what? What's going on? And they're all talking about being in love and how good that is and things like that. And stuff keeps happening and they keep talking. I forget exactly what they're saying at this point. What? What? No.
I'm sorry.
Is it beep beep? Oh, well. Okay, in that case, it's all about counting. And R2 and 3PO sing a counting song because Big Bird can't get his numbers straight. And C-3PO thinks, if you go 1, you go beep, and R2 beeps. If it's 2, you go, and R2 goes beep beep. And we go through this a few times and help kids learn to count by beeping. The R2 in love sequence was he falls in love with a mailbox. Sesame Street sent me a lot of scripts to approve, and I actually had to reject several. They did one where instead of this counting thing, which is beep beep beep, they wanted to sing the alphabet song. I said, no, R2 can't talk. And they said, oh no, but we can use a synthesizer. And you know, when it's A, he can go A, and then for B, he can go B. And I said, no, if he can make A, B, C sounds, he can talk. And we can't have him knowing how to talk, so we had to cut through stuff like that. And okay, so that was going on. Yeah, you're right. This is the beat song because he's dancing. R2 is not the best dancer. You should see his tango. It's awful. Can't get the leg movement. And now Big Bird has figured it out. You know, it's funnier without the sound. Well, we did all kinds of things, and unfortunately I don't think I have a recording of this on this show. We'll be adding it. One of the things we did was a series of 800 number calls. You would call 800-521-1980, which happened to be the date The Empire Strikes Back was coming out. And you would get a recording from Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia, Han Solo, C-3PO, or Darth Vader telling you about the next movie. And I wrote and produced all those, and we recorded them during the looping session, except for the Han Solo one, which Harrison had already done his looping, so I took a sound guy, we went up to Harrison's house and just recorded him doing it. And actually, if you go to my Facebook page, you can find all of these recordings and separately all of the outtakes from all these recording sessions, which are pretty funny. But all we did is I announced them at science fiction conventions, Comic-Con, and remember, in 1979, when I did the Empire Strikes Back presentation, Comic-Con was 6,000 people. That's fewer people than fit in Hall H today. And so you would call that number, and it was announced in a short article, like a 2-inch article, as a sidebar in Star Wars. That was all the marketing we did on it. Back then, telephones were not computerized. If you called a phone number, it was a mechanical switcher that connected you to a number. And 800 numbers, which did exist, of course, were located where that exchange was. 521 was the prefix in Denver. So for us to do these calls and have that number, our phone room was in Denver. And so your phone call would connect you to the Denver Telephone Company office. Back then it was all AT&T, the only phone company. And you would get the message from Luke or whoever telling you about what was going on. Well, unfortunately, for the phone company, Star Wars was very popular. Even with only announcements at conventions, there were so many phone calls that came in that we shut down the 800 number system for the entire state of Colorado. They could not process the number of calls coming in to even give busy signals. They gave busy signals. They gave your number didn't go through. They gave whatever sounds and recordings they could do, and it still wasn't enough. It completely overloaded the system. No 800 numbers in Colorado were receiving calls. And AT&T demanded that we seesaw advertising, which was easy, add additional phone lines to handle the calls, which was fine, and apologize. That was key. We hadn't counted on that. We just thought we'd get the publicity from fans for the phone calls. We had to issue press releases announcing that Star Wars fans were so dedicated and interested in the next Star Wars movie, AT&T couldn't handle all the phone calls. We got more publicity from that than any advertising we could have bought.